All right, let's see what we got. Can you see my screen? Okay, what I'm noticing here is the strong premium on Bitcoin on Coinbase that increased massively after New York opened. So ETF buyers are buying again. Inflows were at 1 billion yesterday. Let's see what we got today. But I mean, this reaction from this daily POC here is strongly suggesting that ETF buyers are buying. And obviously, this is still a big zone of interest around 100K that can cause a lot of volatility. But yeah, as long as ETF buyers are buying, I mean, I don't want to get in front of that train. The buying power is just super huge. What we can notice though is that Bitcoin dominance is dropping when US markets are closed, which to me suggests also some profit taking on Bitcoin around these levels, which makes sense. It is a psychologically speaking big area. For many years, we've been talking about 100K Bitcoin. So I could imagine that there's some profit taking here. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. Hey, Cryart.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you all doing?
Good. How are you, bro?
I'm good, bro.
I was
Yeah.
just talking about the bidding on Coinbase. Like we almost have a $200 premium. That's just insane.
Okay.
Like ETF buyers are FOMOing into Bitcoin, man, at 100K. And they didn't
Yeah.
buy at 50. They didn't buy at 50K. That's actually sad. I mean,
Retail.
look at this. Look at this. I mean, we had such a huge discount just in late October when Bitcoin was at 67K, right before elections. We had huge discounts over the summer several times, and now look at this. After the elections, everyone is foaming into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just pure retail behavior, if I'm super honest. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They're sending the price higher.
Just
You're lagging. You're lagging, bro. I
sad
can't
to
hear
see.
you. Is he lagging for you guys as well? I can't hear him.
Yeah.
Same old
It
Cryard.
explains why Sailor buys. It explains why Sailor. Yo.
Yeah, go ahead. I cannot hear you, bro.
This explains why Sailor is buying now, because big bets on Bitcoin they sell here, so with his liquidity.
Yeah. Yeah, Rego explained that very nicely in one of his posts. But interesting. I mean, I think once this
Alta
breaks,
is pumping again.
if this breaks, I think we're going way higher. Everybody's calling 100K as a top, and I'm just, I don't know. I'm very skeptical of the market giving what the consensus is it in the market, what everybody's expecting. It's very hard to imagine, to be honest. So we either front run this, don't go to 100K and completely nuke, or when this breaks 100K, this just goes higher. But with this premium, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like if we were to see a pullback, I'm interested in these POC levels here, 94K. Then this 92K area would make a lot of sense because we took a while to break this. If you remember a few days ago, though, so a retest here wouldn't be too bearish. Or at 90K. But if we get that anytime soon, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, if you look at USDT dominance, it is at such a big macro level, support level. I mean, look at this. We've talked about this red box being the bottom for the market several times. It dropped over 25%.
I have to join with my phone. Wi-Fi is not working.
Okay, bro.
I'm on 5G now.
Yeah, I don't have all POCs keycam for some reason, and that's why I share most of my charts with Cryart. He has the full set. And that was it.
Why do you have so few bucks?
Look at USDT dominance, man. When it broke down here, very nice, right? Led Bitcoin from 66K all the way to 100K. But this is
Yeah,
a huge support area. And if you see something like this, then we better retest, a bearish retest of this, and speculate on these levels here, which is still possible, right? But it's still risky to buy here as Bitcoin is approaching
mean,
100K and with USDT dominance is such a big support level. I'm not saying this is the macro top of the cycle. Of course not. I'm just saying that buying here, you're speculating on maybe this breaking down, which is a huge and ambitious speculation to make. So
yeah,
the RR becomes way better if you see this breaking down. And if this breaks down, I see an impulsive move of Bitcoin going past 100K, and then you will get these retests at some point. Maybe not exactly at this line. It will never be as perfect, but you will get some form of correction into this area, which then could be a bearish retest, and then you look for this. But here, it's just I don't know. The risk is too high for me at 100K. Of course, there are intraday plays that you can take, like Cryart playing Cardano, catching the 20%. I'll do that as well. I was on Cardano. I'm just talking about like allocating spot to positions. For me, this is a bit too risky. Um, this
yeah. Actually, you can take my leverage trades and play them spot. It's the same.
yeah.
You
What
just play.
the thing is that the FOMO is the hardest at these levels. You remember the FOMO here in
Yeah,
March? It was crazy when everybody wanted to buy here. Everybody wanted to buy, and then we got this, right? So
true.
I'm not saying that we will get this again, like this, but the risk is just very high to buy here, in my opinion.
I mean, this can be timed. Can be timed with Black Friday. We usually drop on Black Friday. I can give this support area can give a drop on the market enough to, because it's a psychological level that people the risk coming to support on USDT, and they might want to buy USDT there. So
Yeah, even for I
that's
mean,
why most of the traders are setting sting bits at this point.
the thing is that everybody's foaming into these highs. As Bitcoin is rising, people want to switch to altcoins, fearing that they will miss that breakout, fearing that they will miss the rotation. And that's very risky because a lot of late longers will get trapped at these points. A lot of retail joined, and you have to imagine that retail retail bought this, basically this entire candle. This is where they bought, or the majority even bought here at this weekly candle. So if this starts pulling back at some point, which would be logical, I mean, I don't see anything bearish with such a move. Just imagine how many people start panic selling and getting liquidated. This would be what, like, yeah, okay, a 10% drop, but on the greater scheme of things, it's not too much after such a move. I'm not saying that we get here. I think if the market is really, really bullish, this will get front ran. But I wouldn't mind this. I wouldn't mind this. Obviously, total market cap in price discovery, so this is not guaranteed to happen. But if we get closer to this area, it's a big buy. And for total 3 as well. Flip the big level. Looking at the weekly, this was a big level for alts. Now I got two targets, one at 350 billion and the other one at 2021 highs. I'm pretty confident that both of these levels will hit at some point in the next few weeks and months. This is a weekly chart again, so I'm not suggesting that this will happen instantly. But again, this would be a huge buy zone. And the invalidation here is super easy, right? If you buy at 780 billion for total 3, and you see the weekly accepting below here, this is your invalidation because, I mean, accepting below here would be quite bearish for me and could lead to further nuke in alts. But again, I mean, you obviously you can buy here if you feel FOMO, right? If you're speculating on this move here, which would be a 20% increase, but the risk is simply higher.
Yeah, and the RR is not great.
Yeah, the invalidation is super large, right? Let's say you buy here, your invalidation for total 3 would be what, the 13-14%? That's not, I mean, that's not, of course, as I'm saying, the market is giving you opportunities every day to play on leverage, and you should take advantage of that. But for buying, I would wait for these big levels. If we don't get these big levels, then what I'm looking at is something like this. Breakout above 2021 highs, close the weekly above this, and then you establish some form of support here, and your invalidation becomes easy again, which would be losing this trend line.
Alda cannot stop me.
Cardano?
Yeah.
Oh man. Look, man, this is the biggest silent retail back. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like Cardano doesn't do anything and then just gives a 200% pump. That's just.
Remember, I had people bottom.
Yeah, we longed here, right? I did a 2x, but got stopped break even. That's quite unfortunate. I longed Cardano yesterday as well with you, but closed like after a 5% move. And of course, I regret it.
Carlo closed at 1%.
That's pure bear market PTSD, man.
Yeah.
Stocks at the interesting level here. I talked about this in my corner. We talked about it the first time when it was around this level. We anticipated a drop to this area, previous all-time high area. We got that retest. It held perfectly, which is nice to see. Pumped about 2%, but this is now resistance area, and it closed below this level yesterday. So I'm looking on a clear flip of this level and then price discovery, and that should help Bitcoin as well. And these things are correlated because when we saw the S&P 500 dropping here on Thursday and Friday, we got some significant outflows on BTC ETFs, and then they started buying back here at key support for the S&P 500. So these things are correlated. Yeah. So this is what I'm looking at right now.
I think when is the top of
Sorry?
SPX? When is the top of SPX for you?
Well, in the past election years, we had on average a 30% growth for the S&P 500 after the elections. So now we're at like, I believe, 5%. So if we're just to replicate past performance, we have some room to run, but obviously the context is a bit different because we are in the context of rate cuts, all these things going on in the economy. We had Chinese stock markets struggling these days, quite some ETF outflows in China, suggesting recession fears over there. Obviously, we're not as even close to that in the United States. But yeah, it will depend a lot on upcoming macroeconomic data. We didn't have that this week, but next week we have the GDP print, and then we have unemployment data, inflation data, and we have the FOMC meeting in December. Obviously, these things don't sound relevant right now given the price action, but they will matter a lot when they start influencing traditional stock markets. Do you wanna share your screen, Claire? maybe people want to look at some alt setups.
Can you see this, guys?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. What guys? What do you want me to watch? Uh,
And maybe we take some suggestions in the chat, and then as you draw these charts, I'll look at the questions in the chat, try to answer a few. Next Friday is Black Friday, Wilson. When do you think all season will begin? That's very hard to tell. I think when Bitcoin dominance tops, that's the most logical answer. But when that happens, I mean, we don't know. Last cycle it happened in January, but just because it happened last cycle doesn't mean that it has to happen now. People are raising expectations for Q1 2024, 25, but obviously nobody really knows.
if Tao makes a div here, I might take it. I don't have anything till here. If we lose this area,
Look at that logo.
yeah, it's fine. Is it?
Yeah, looks good.
Like for me, it's blank till here. If we lose this level,
I actually like that area for Tau. Is that 428? Yeah.
I had, yeah, I had this limit when we dropped here. I still kept it. Failed to see there is a monthly as well down here. Somewhere here is a monthly level. But yeah, if it makes a div, it's a keeper. If it doesn't, then this area next. Oh. What else?
Other than Bonk Pepper Sweet, do you have any other stink bits set? Yeah, I have a few. So I got Bonk, which I tweeted about. Let me check what I got. Pepe at 14.9. I got Whiff at. I'm a bit conflicted with Whiff because there's so many nice POCs to play. But I think the area between 240 and 260 is a high zone of interest if we get it like a flush in the next weeks. So with Pepe, Bonk, Sui, and Solana at the $220 area. There are a lot of orders waiting to be filled. Might never happen, of course, but better be prepared than sorry. I'm not farming any airdrops at the moment. I got like 5 week airdrops in a row, so I just retired from that. Hey, offline Rich, how you doing, bro?
This imbalance here on Boon needs to be filled because it failed to fill. And this might carry the price till this area. There is a monthly here. These M30s need close. To be honest, I'm just trading right now, scalping up and down. I'm getting front trend as well. Modag. About how I don't know, Nvidia passed like 2 days ago. Right? Yeah, 2 days ago. Nothing happened. Or else. Oh, VLD. VLD. This plan with a div, guys. If it doesn't have a div, close it. On M15 at least. VLD.
Any thoughts on AVAX performance so far this cycle? Do you think Sol is kind of taking the spotlight, which is why it's not such a high performer? I mean, L1s, they have been doing quite well in March, now lagging a lot apart from Sui and Solana. As you say, I think the spotlight has been on Solana, now a bit more on Sui. But eventually they will all catch up, I think, AVAX as well.
That's such a lagger.
Winery delisted on Binance. Don't know, haven't heard anything about that.
What?
Announcement Binance? Did they post that about Vanry?
Did they actually announce?
I mean, not according to
Check
the
the
chart.
real quick.
No, I mean the chart doesn't look like it got delisted, to be honest.
If it's announced on Binance, then yeah. Did I share this last stream? No. Can
Yeah,
be.
Vanry is just that typical coin that got shilled a lot in March, and now people got their tokens and left. Nobody talks about it anymore.
Look at this. I know, based on this candle, it must be wrong. I know chart this. Let me check volume. Some heavy bidders. It's been slagging compared to other coins. So disappointing.
Wanry is that kind of coin. If you want to play it, you just get a small bag and forget about it. Just set some limits way higher, or it goes to zero. But it's not like something I would waste my time for on a lower time frame. I think gaming in general
I
has been
agree.
quite like the entire cycle, and I doubt that they will catch up.
That's what I did. That's what I did here with Wondery. Whoop, down, whoop, down, whoop. At this point, I gave up. Sold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Boom.
you can get a small bag, maybe you get a 3, 4x, 5x at some point, or it just becomes completely irrelevant. But yeah, for gaming, I mean, the narrative is not as hot as last cycle. Obviously, last cycle you had all those discussions about the metaverse, all these corporations intensifying their research on the metaverse, and that just seems a hot narrative back in the day, but nothing relevant these days. And that can be reflected on gaming and metaverse coins. I mean, for the past 4 years, people have been talking about crypto gaming, and the results are rather thin, if you ask me. That you had that off-the-grid game launched by Gonzilla, built on AVAX, but like they have minimal crypto blockchain components in the game, to be honest. And you can even play the game without engaging with the blockchain. Nothing else really appeared in the mainstream world. Yeah, I'll open a ticket for you. Just tag me under fundamentals after the stream. MAA plus. And then we can look over your portfolio.
Is this banana? No dog?
Yeah, AI is definitely hotter than
No dog.
metaverse.
Is this banana that when it launched it failed first? Or am I just wrong? DB.
I'm not sure, but like everything that gets listed on huge exchanges during the bear market has that type of price action, to be honest. So I wouldn't call it failed per se.
Yo, what's up, Lika, bro? Offline rich.
Do you remember Unibot?
Yeah, bro, actually that information offline rich, that information came from DB. I don't check those. He informs me about those stuff.
What stuff?
About sell orders, 99k, 100k.
Yeah. I'm monitoring liquidity. Rego is also very good at doing that, so you might check out his intraday updates in his corner. But I'm monitoring liquidity as well, sell and buy orders on Bitcoin. There's quite a lot around 100k. Yeah. Yeah, 99, 500, 100k. A lot of liquidity there. And on the downside, it's around 97 to 96, 500. So we're in the middle of two huge liquidity areas right now. Quite a choppy area, if you ask me. But what isn't choppy these days, right? Approaching 100k. Mm-mm-mm. The dollar is super strong.
We need to
Almost.
cash. We need to
And
cash out.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely good for crypto people in Europe.
I like this level, man. It's a daily order block, 12-hour order block, 3D, 2D POCs, trend line. A lot of confluence here. This monthly can front run you, but for me it's risky if it does not sweep this low. Because there's probably a lot of liquidity down here. Because everyone is gonna bid the top of this order block. I think Banana is the coin that when they launched, the code was not good and it failed, went to 0, then relaunched again. What else?
GTO has been super strong as a sole beta play. Overall, I think it makes a lot of sense. Pay attention to these Sol ecosystem coins if you get speculations on a Sol ETF in the next few weeks and months, and especially if BlackRock files for an application. I think a lot of capital will be rotated into these coins like GTO, Jupiter, but also meme coins like Bonk and WIF will be quite interesting. I think a Solana ETF will happen 100%.
What's HVJ entry on banana? Does anyone know?
No idea, man.
50 or 60. Mm. Okay. Why not selling this? Mm. I think it will retest here again. Volume dropping.
It's interesting to see how capital is now rotating out of meme coins. I think the market got definitely overheated in the last few days. Coins like Pepe and Whiff pumping.
Wow.
Bomb.
Look at that. So strong. It's
Do you have a
definitely.
limit there?
Now I canceled it.
Okay, yeah, man.
But
I mean, it's
I should have kept full TP.
it's risky to short these retail coins like ADA, XRP. Why would you short the strongest coin in the market? Short weakness.
Let me check you.
You got all these 2021 coins going nuts these days.
Man, so unlucky lately.
With what?
Like with limits, I always have to force to get filled. What is FTM doing? Where are you? Fucking hell. Oh, Sui. DB, we have to bid this, man.
We have to be what?
Oh, Sui.
What's that? Bro, that's the level that we've been discussing for
Yeah.
days.
I know it's
If
thinking
you
going.
check the buy orders, that's exactly where they are. Let me take a screenshot. That's exactly where they are.
What's the volume
I don't
saying?
I don't have anything sub 280. Let me show you.
This is too low. It would take a huge sell-off to go here.
No, I mean lose 280, and I could imagine that it starts breaking down, maybe baiting some people to short. But yeah, the imbalance is just huge. I mean, my next level would be like 230, 240. So look at the buy orders in the chat. Like 320. I think we have a monthly POC there, no? Can you confirm that? Weekly? Yeah, we got a weekly.
Yeah.
That's a big zone, man. I mean, I would probably buy some spot there, and if it gets filled on a wick, it doesn't
I
matter if you buy at 319 or at 310.
think he's gonna do this, bounce from here, make a bull div and go. Something like this.
Yeah, that's a nice zone. Let me check the RSI really quick on Sui. I mean, it obviously got overheated in the last few days, slowed down a bit now, which is logical. Yeah, so the RSI was at 88 on the 4 hour, started resetting, coming down, lost that 50 area, which is why Sui lost some steam these days, which is normal, right? Nothing goes up forever. Now did a bearish retest on that 50 area RSI on the 4 hour and dropped all the way to 42. I would set some alerts for the RSI on Sui at 35 and 30. And when you get that alert on 35, you know it's time to pay attention, not necessarily to slam buy, but at least to look for lower time frame support areas. And if you get it at like sub 30, yeah, you just start buying spot, especially if you have confluence with these levels that we're discussing. Can you check OM? You mean chart wise? If it's chart wise, then Cryart can look at it. He's sharing the screen.
The bounce area right now, you can see bouncing. But RSI is not my favorite.
What I find interesting about Sui today, and which basically shows that it's in a consolidation phase and taking some time off, is that we got quite good news about Sui having a partnership with Franklin Thompson, I believe. Franklin Templeton, which is one of the biggest asset managers in the US. They provide several crypto-related ETFs, and the price didn't even react to these news, which is quite telling, I think.
RSI is not to be touched. This coin yet. Needs a bleed on RSI. Coming somewhere here. You can clearly see how the volume is dropping, so can lose momentum. Let's just keep some pumping. It's ridiculous.
I don't know, man. I mean, so many. If you think about it, so many like local top signals.
Bro, with whale we both here. What the fuck?
You have Bitcoin at 100k USDT dominance approaching support. You have Dino coins pumping like crazy. ADA, XRP, retail texting
Yeah,
me what to
I,
buy.
I think top is
I,
soon.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We're
I mean,
stopping.
I'm just like when people ask me what to buy here, it's very tricky to answer them because I understand that people feel sidelined. But on the other hand, there's so many flashing warning signals that you cannot just ignore. I'm convinced that we don't have the cycle top in. I'm not suggesting that, right? I'm not saying that this is the highest we can go. I think we got more months of bullish price action in the next year. But like just locally speaking, I think there are a few signs that I don't want to ignore. And yeah, I've been spending the entire day on placing stink bits that might never get filled, of course. So that should not FUD you out of your current positions. But I want to have them placed 20, 30% lower on spot. If they get filled, we have nice entries to run higher over the next few months. But yeah, definitely a few things that are popping out that tell me to be a bit more cautious. And that being said, I'm playing the market intraday. I'm taking trades, of course, but they are more short term. As I said with Cardano, for example, following Cryart, I took that trade. But on a higher time frame, on a greater scheme of things, I don't know. I'm not being super aggressive here, especially having bought a lot in the last 6 months.
What is Near doing? Damn. hard to imagine how much percentage drop can the fuckery be. You know,
Oof, man. I mean, it depends, of course. It depends on so many things. But I've seen instances where like, of course, it depends how liquid alts are, right? But there are alts that drop 30% easily. If we get one of these big flushes, that's not guaranteed to happen. But as I said, total open interest in the market is increasing. People are aping into the top. At some point, they will get trapped and close their positions, get liquidated. It might not happen today or this week. It might not even happen this year, right? Might not happen at all, but something to be aware of. And I mean, this shouldn't confuse you in your intraday positions. If you see nice setups, you obviously play them, but you should be prepared and have in mind that it could be possible at any point, especially approaching such a high liquidity area around 100K for Bitcoin. But like 20-30% can happen. That's quite normal for bull
on
market.
BTC.
No, on altcoins. For BTC, it depends. I mean, it depends what the dominance is. I mean, Bitcoin can literally drop 10K in a daily candle. If Bitcoin dominance is low, alts will drop less compared to when Bitcoin dominance is high. So it depends on that as well. Like if Bitcoin dominance is super high and Bitcoin drops 3-4K, alts will get destroyed. But all depends on the dominance.
This is a lonely fuck. I'll
Thanks
settle
for
this.
to have a good one.
A lonely puck.
Which coin is that?
You see, man, how fucking front running me like this. So it's annoying. I have to cancel BTC now.
Well, what happened?
That front run.
You got a limit for BTC?
Yeah, I had this.
Oh, okay.
It didn't even tap liquidity, man.
I saw it bounce off a 1-day POC earlier. Don't know what you got. Yeah, exactly where Keegan entered long. I saw that as well.
Ooh.
Keegan in the chat.
What
He
did you
said,
bid there, man? Which puck? I have the pucks. You just went market, man. You
no,
didn't bid.
there's a 1-day POC on Coinbase at
It,
97,233.
it's not.
I'm not
It's
making it up.
97,085. Oh, spot?
Yeah, spot.
Fucking hell. Now I have to go on all exchanges. It would have been good. $2.74 risk and reward. Let me announce that I cancelled.
What else, guys? Is there any other alt you would like us to check? Any questions, comments?
Just a second, let me cancel these.
We're going into the weekend, so it'll be interesting to see if we see some altcoin catch up, or if we just see the typical chop in the market.
I think we missed the dip.
Missed the dip. There will always be dips, man.
Dibbity dip. I mean for the weekend.
Always will be dips. Yeah, dominance a bit stronger now after New York Open. All's just suffering, man. That's just insane. I think Sui will get to our zone quite soon. Like, well, soon, I don't mean today, but in the next few days. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. I want to try that 319 level so bad. I've got my alerts there, so I'll see. Could get filled with a div as well, Cryart, if we get that on the 4-hour.
Who?
Sui at 3B19.
Yeah. It's a risky one, but I would bet this.
And always, you can always go half risk. But like, if you were interested in Sui at 360, why wouldn't you try it there? And if it's on spot, you can just buy and then hold and have like 280 as an invalidation. Is it just me or are we in an annoying point? Feels like we have to wait long time for possible good entries, and taking any entries now doesn't feel constant. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this for a few days. I'm personally only trading short-term stuff, taking a few trades a day, but like not trying to accumulate anything or spending stuff on spot. I don't think it's the right time for that. But that doesn't mean that we don't have opportunities in the market. We have 10, 15, 20% moves every day. And if you only wait for that perfect entry, you'll obviously miss out a lot of opportunities. But like taking 1, 2, 3 trades a day, it's fine. I think just be aware that we can see a flush at some point. And when that happens, you don't want to be in too many positions at the same time, and don't want to have too many limits close by. So rather have these stink bits that I was talking about. I'm a bit too excited. I think want to make big gains and got a lot of stables left. Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, the best time to buy was in the last 6 months, right? So you're obviously not getting anything in discount now. This doesn't mean that we won't be able to make any profits, but you have to be aware where we are at the market with the market right now. As I said at the beginning of the stream, 100k Bitcoin dominance at a huge support area or close to a huge support area. So you have to consider these things, man. Regardless of the PA and the sentiment. As I said, in March, we had the same sentiment in the market as we were going for 73,600. People didn't expect a pullback back then. People wanted to FOMO into the top, and then, I mean, the rest is history. You know what? So the risk is just high. Of course, you can get away with that. If you just put everything into an alt right now, you can get a 10, 15%. Not saying that's impossible. But for me, the risk for spot is just too high right now. But that being said, I would be a huge buyer if you get like some form of flush in the next weeks.
BTC ripping. So annoying.
Yeah, I agree with MAA plus, right? I mean, we have traders and we have investors. I do both, but my content and my corner, it's more about investments.
Love it, help, bro.
It could be like 1 or 2 months before I say I'm investing in something, but that does mean that you shouldn't be following traders on the intraday. Yeah, thank you, MMA Plus. I appreciate it. You get my point, right?
Yeah, MMA cage fight.
The thing is that people ask me about buying the dip at every little pullback, but my style is just a bit different. And if you only follow me, which I don't suggest, right, because you will miss out a lot of opportunities. But if you only follow me, then you should either be like an investor and spot trader that's not active in the market. So if you follow my corner, my ideas, you can use me for spot purchases, but I would at least use at least one more trader for the intraday stuff. Otherwise, you will miss out a lot of opportunities. And I mean, Cryart is really good for that because it gives you these single bits with a small stop and good RR. So always good to have a combination of different traders, investors, analysts that you follow.
Almost all-time high in a single candle
What's that?
in 2 weeks. XRP.
That's insane.
Fucking hell. It's insane. I think someone hold 73%. Wow, nice. One guy in the group just made 73% of portfolio from my trades. That's insane. You did more than me if he's here. I don't know if he's here. Yeah, he is here.
Yeah, Madak, the thing is that you get these big investment opportunities only a few times a year, right? And I feel like people expect me to tell them to buy every dip, but not every dip is for buying a spot. Not every rip is for selling spot. But I'm pretty confident that we will get more opportunities for spending some stables on spot positions pretty soon. All right, what else? I still need to record my more review that I will share a bit later in my corner. Then I'll need to go to the gym.
BTC long by Michelle. 9797. I don't understand this limit. He wants BTC again here. Eric just long tie. Tie. Dirty candle.
All right, heading out in a bit. One more question. How do you find a good spot entry for a coin like Peanut? We have not much levels here until 0.473.
Yeah, man. So low. The talks are so low.
I don't know. I mean, for coins like Peanut that just got listed on major exchanges, I'm generally a bit more patient before buying spot
Yeah, I said
because
to
generally,
someone today, buy here.
I mean, you got a weekly POC at 46 cents. I would buy there if it. Let me actually set up an alert. That's a huge drop, but I think in the next weeks we will get that. Mark my words.
It's definitely gonna fall here.
I mean,
As long as Elon doesn't tweet, it's coming here.
yeah, the thing is that this has been accumulated by huge whales when it was on chain. They got in at very, very low prices, so you have so many holders that have huge bags and that cashed out nicely on this Binance listing, which for me is the local top for now. So I would wait for it to calm down a bit, drop, have its RSI drop as well, and reach some nice POC levels before considering any buys. I mean, you could catch this on the intraday if you zoom in and maybe catch it 5%, 10%. But for buying spot, I would wait for lower.
Avax is nuts today. Don't know what's going on.
Yeah, probably just some capital rotation from Solana. It's the next 2021 L1. If you
Think
remember Solana, AVAX, Luna.
someone mentioned that AVAX is giving like CTO deals to buy AVAX.
Oh, you mean OTC deals?
Yeah, OTC, CTO. OTC.
I mean, that happens all the time with coins. It's nothing extraordinary.
Maybe I thought that's the reason you're pumping.
Well, I got exposure to Beam, so if AVAX follow, good to see that. All right, I'm heading out, guys.
Same.
Really quick. It's been an hour. It's 6 p.m. here. Very just gonna record that. Update my weekly update in the corner, and probably in a few hours until Cyprus has some time to edit it. So thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it as always. Helpful to when you engage in the chat. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Stay safe trading over the weekend and have a wonderful rest of the evening. Take care, guys. And Cryart, thank you for joining. Appreciate you, bro.
GG, bro.
Have a good one. Take
Thanks,
care.
everyone. Ciao. Have a nice weekend.